The old hospital wing always felt like a forgotten place, a repository of whispers and shadows. My name is Dr. Sarah Chen, psychiatric resident. Tonight, my pager buzzed with an urgent summons, room 308, a room that, according to hospital records, didn't exist. The hallway seemed to stretch, the air growing heavy and cold. The door to 308 was old, the paint peeling. My hand trembled as I turned the knob. Inside, the room was stark. A single bed, a window showing a perpetually stormy night, and a woman sitting on the edge of the mattress. She was gaunt, her eyes holding a strange, unnerving clarity. She smiled, a sad, knowing smile. "You're late, Dr. Chen." Her voice was raspy, familiar somehow. "I'm sorry, have we met?" I asked, my professional demeanor a thin shield against the growing unease. "Oh, we've met many times," she said, her gaze fixed on me. "In here." She gestured around the sterile room. "You're always so determined, so sure of yourself. It's admirable, really." I checked my clipboard. It was blank. "Who are you? There's no record of a patient in this room." She laughed, a dry, hollow sound. "Of course not. How could there be a record of a patient in a room you created?" She stood up and walked towards the window, her reflection a distorted shadow in the glass. "You built these walls, Sarah. Every brick, every crack, a safe place, or so you thought." My heart hammered against my ribs. This was a delusion, a psychotic break. She was the patient. I was the doctor. I had to maintain control. "You're confused. We can help you, but you need to tell me your name." She turned, her eyes boring into mine. "You don't recognize me? Look closer, doctor." She stepped into the dim light. The face was mine, older, more tired, etched with a pain I couldn't comprehend. But it was mine. A scream caught in my throat. "What is this? Who are you?" I stammered, backing away. "I'm the part of you that remembers," she said softly. "The part you locked away in room 308. I'm the one who knows we're not a doctor. We're the patient." The room started to spin. Flashes of memory, sharp and violent, pierced the fog in my mind. The screech of tires, the shattering of glass, the smell of rain on hot asphalt, a man's voice screaming my name. "No," I whispered, clutching my head. "That's not real." "Isn't it?" my reflection asked. 67 hours, Sarah. That's how long you've been here, trapped, ever since the accident." "Accident?" The word felt foreign, dangerous. "You don't remember him, do you? Michael." The name was a physical blow. Michael, my fiancé. His face, smiling at me from across a dinner table, materialized in my mind, then shattered like glass. The accident. He was in the passenger seat. "No, he's fine. He's waiting for me." I sobbed, the lie crumbling as I said it. "He's gone, Sarah," she said, her voice filled with a grief that was also my own. "And you couldn't face it. So you ran. You ran into your own mind, put on your white coat, and became the doctor who could fix everything. But you can't fix this. Not by hiding." The walls of room 308 began to waver, the sterile white bleeding into the flashing red and blue of emergency lights. The rhythmic beep of a heart monitor replaced the sound of the storm. The woman, my reflection, my forgotten self, reached out a hand. "It's not your fault, Sarah," she said, tears tracing paths down her cheeks. My cheeks. "But you have to stop running. You have to open the door." I looked at the door to room 308. It wasn't a hospital room door anymore. It was the twisted, crumpled door of my car. My hand, still trembling, reached for the handle. This was the real door, the one I had refused to open. "It's scary, I know," my other self whispered, her hand now on my shoulder. "But you're not alone. I'm here. We're here." Taking a shuddering breath, I closed my eyes. The image of Michael, his warm smile, filled my mind. He wouldn't want me to stay locked in this room forever. He would want me to live. The hospital, the pager, the non-existent room, it all began to dissolve, fading like a dream upon waking. The only thing that remained was the truth. Painful, terrifying, but real. I opened my eyes. The first thing I saw was the concerned face of a real doctor leaning over me. "Sarah, can you hear me? You were in an accident. You've been unconscious. Welcome back." The journey ahead is long, and the grief is a vast ocean. But for the first time in 67 hours, I'm not drowning. I'm not in room 308 anymore. I've opened the door, and that's the first step to healing. If you or someone you know is struggling, please remember that reaching out for help is a sign of strength. You don't have to go through it alone. Thanks for watching.